Hello everyone and welcome to episode 86 of the TEW 2020 New Japan Pro Wrestling series here on the channel, as we have a pretty fun episode here for episode 86. We got a dream match for our main event for the New Beginning in USA show. It's the Peacemaker. John Cena takes on Hiroshi Tanahashi. That's going to be obviously a fun match. We'll see how it plays out though, because obviously this would have been probably better obviously 10, 15 years ago at this point. But I still think it's going to be a fun little main event. I think it's going to be, obviously when you have something of that regard, as far as, the dream match like that, it should deliver. As far as, hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully nobody gets hurt or anything like that. As for the rest of the card, though, we will run it down real quick before we add it. As a Never Openweight title matchup, Claudio Castagnoli versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Also going to have Jay White and Miro take on Zack Sabre Jr. and Walter. So, at the Osaka show, Walter's taking on Miro for the Intercontinental title, and then Jay White's taking on Zack Sabre Jr. singles contest as well. So that's a fun match. It's a pretty fun match there, as far as, obviously, former tag team champions in Jay White and Miro, too. So it's a big opportunity for Zack Sabre Jr. and Walter to get a big win there. Match before that, Never Openweight six-man tag team title matchup is Jon Moxley with Eddie Kingston and Shota Umino taking on Peace, Love, and War. Of course, Juice Robinson, Alex Coughlin, Clark Connors. As that's going to be a fun six-man. Now, we'll see how Shota Umino is going to do in that matchup, but obviously Shooter with Kingston and Moxley is just, makes sense for them to be the trio there. Then a Dragon's Den Rushmore 8-man tag as AJ Styles, of course, with Roddy and the Bucks taking on the Dragon's Den team of Tamura, O'Reilly, Garcia, and Show. As then AJ Styles is going to take on Hayato Tamura, heavyweight title matchup at the Sapporo show, so that's a little prelude to that. Also going to see, as far as for Coughlin Connors, and then not even Coughlin Connors for the Bucks, and Roderick Strong, as far as they're looking to push forward on what looks like a pretty interesting year for them, as far as the 2025. Already, it's looking like, as far as kind of the seams are kind of falling apart of Rushmore, and they're looking to keep it together and hopefully get some big wins throughout this tour. House of Black versus Koji Kamai in a six-man contest, I believe that will be, as I believe it is Tyler Black, Malachi Black, and Robbie Eagles taking on Kazuchika Okada, El Hero del Airbender, and also Francesco Akira. I believe that's the sixth man. It might be something else, just off the top of my head, I believe that is it. But as far as since we're doing a little six-man for the Never Openweight six-man tag team titles, figured we'd have a singles matchup between a Task Force Death member and a Peace, Love, and War member, and that's going to be Barbaro Cabanero taking on Pentagon Jr. in a fun little singles match. That's going to be a fun match to see. I think that might be one of the better matches on the show, just for how well Cabanero and Pentagon Jr. perform. We'll see how Barbaro Cabanero does actually on the States. I think we had him on a strong tape and he did pretty well, so that's a good little indicator to see how he's going to do in that matchup against Pentagon Jr. And to open up the show, a Suzuki-Gun Kingdom of Strong style matchup, as obviously since Claudio and Nakamura are the co-main, just figured it makes sense to have that be an undercard six-man. Tozawa, Hook, Yehai against Shelley, Tomato, and Kushida. So that is the card lined up for the New Beginning in the USA show. After we run this show, we'll take a look at the rest of the card as far as for the Sapporo and Osaka show, but we talked about a little bit of the, of course, the main event, for with having the main event for the Sapporo show and Tamura versus AJ for the IWGP Heavyweight title, and then also for with the Osaka main event with Walter versus Miro. Intercontinental title matchup, but that's going to be really fun to see. So as far as, we're going to run this obviously New Japan World. A lot of backstage incidents here. So Riley is brought for Ross's court, accused of failing to pick up his share of the tab on the shared rental car, as Nakamura found to be guilty and sends him to pay full costs and reimburse travel partners. It's Kojima and Tamura, as again Kojima just keeps on passing on microphone work. Then Ishii and Tomoya Tom Ford as Ishii passing on microphone work there. So this would have been AJ and Danielson. It's just wild that we didn't get to see that, but it is what it is. And then Tamura and Brody Lee for the strong openweight title. Black and Jay White. And I want to say that was a no DQ matchup. And Claudio's debut, as far as with the New Japan brand. So that's why I think how far we've come in the Young Bucks and Coughlin Connors. That's just kind of, again, to see where they're at. They're higher up on the card now with Coughlin Connors. Well, as far as with the main event, obviously, Cena, Tanahashi. Tanahashi's going to beat him. You know, I think that's the right call. I think for Cena, I don't think Cena is at the level that Tanahashi is right now, just as far as it seems like on the mod, Tanahashi just keeps on somehow miraculously still performing at a high level. He is younger, though. So I don't know why I clicked on the product. Yeah, he is younger, because Tanahashi's 48 here. Cena might still be 47. Okay, so yeah, Tanahashi's older. It's kind of wild. Kind of wild to see that, as far as, it's a big year. Big year for Tanahashi. Still a New Japan Strong Openweight champion. Non-title matchup, though. We did a little press conference, hype video thing on Strong, kind of letting Cena kind of introduce, you know, as far as what, and have, you know, a little, kind of a big fight feel to it, you know. Very much like a UFC event type of thing, where you get the weigh in and you fucking, you know, have the press there, you answer the question, like a 10-minute thing. Pretty fun, though. Pretty fun to see this match take place. And, yeah, Cena's going to struggle with this, as far as with the length of the match. I didn't even book him on a Strong taping. I really have no idea how he's going to perform. This is worth throwing him out there in the deep end for that main event. Co-main event, though, I think should be the best, if not one of the best matches on the card. Never Openweight title matchup. Claudio, Nakamura, of course, Claudio winning the New Japan Rumble to get this chance. But this is a hell of a match. Nakamura's going to beat him in 26 minutes, so still going to retain the Never Openweight title is Nakamura. And then for the, I already forgot the order. No, I think it's, let's see. I don't want to look it back up. I think it's White, yeah, I think it's White and Miro against Zack and Walter. That makes the most sense. So Zack is going to beat Jay White in 22 minutes. Feel like that's a great win there for Zack and Walter. Tough break, though, for, you know, Jay White and Miro to not only lose at Wrestle Kingdom, but now lose here at the New Beginning show. In the U.S., Never Openweight 6-man tag team title matchup. Peace, Love, and War will retain here as Shota Umino's taking a loss. Tough break shooter, but fun win, though, for Peace, Love, and War. It's Juice getting the win there over Shota Umino. Dragon's Den and Rushmore. So the reason why AJ is taking on Aoda Tamura, since obviously he just lost the Never Openweight title to Nakamura. With Tamura, the reason why this is happening is Tamura, the last time Tamura lost a singles match was to AJ Styles. For the Never Openweight title, it was on New Japan Strong back in October. So that's why that match is taking place. As far as, it makes sense, I think, for the first challenger for Tamura's reign to be somebody that's, you know, the last guy to beat him in a singles match. So just from, in my standpoint, at least from where I'm sitting, I feel like that would be the guy to make the most sense. And AJ's going to beat Sho, though, so a little momentum building going into the title match, too. There on the undercard. Then House of Black and Koji Kamai. Let's see if I do. Yeah, that is that 6-man. Oh, it's Yoshihashi, not Francesco Akira. But Okada's going to beat Robbie Eagles, though, so Koji Kamai going to get the win over House of Black. Let's change that. I want to change that, actually. Let's give it to Tyler Black. Tyler Black over Yoshihashi. Why not? Why not? And then Carvanero and Pentagon Jr. is going to be still the show matchup, as Barbaro Carvanero is going to beat Pentagon Jr. I'm trying to think, as far as hasn't happened in the mod. I don't think it would have happened in real life, obviously, because Pentagon Jr. mainly works AAA and Carvanero mainly works CMLL, and now, obviously, you know, Pentagon Jr. is in AEW. And I think it'd be a fun match, though. I think stylistically they match up really well. Really, really well. And, you know, as a Steal the Show matchup, should be fun. Should be fun to see that play on Suzuki-gun, Kingdom of Strong Style. The 6-man here is Yehai beating Kaiji Yamato. So in the the opener, Suzuki-gun gets the win, but in the title match, Claudio's gonna fall short to Nakamura. But yeah, that is the card. We're gonna do some post-show press conference stuff. Oh, they got us at Ford Field? That's pretty big. Fucking where the Lions play. That's a big-ass place. And 65,000 people? That's not bad. Not bad. I think the best case scenario is to run either... I kind of want to run maybe somewhere in Massachusetts, which we don't really run a whole lot, but it'd be kind of cool to get a scene on like a hometown. Oh my god, run at Fenway Park? That would be cool. In January, though, that'd be a... Yeah, that's a tough spot. Oh, Harvard Stadium. 30,000. Fenway Park would have been pretty cool, but yeah, in January, yeah, not so much. Yeah, no, looks like that will not be the case. Let's see, Tri-State area. I mean, we could definitely run the Garden, no problem. Yeah, we'll sell out Yankee Stadium. Boy, trying to think, what's there's not really a whole lot of like giant. There's MetLife. That's 82,000 though. That's a little too big. It's funny, we have to... Yeah, there we go. The Eagles, that's right. Again, that's for January. We can't... I feel like that's a terrible call. Oh, yeah, the Syracuse. Yeah, with the dome. Yeah, that's... Again, I think we just need to find somewhere just a little bit... What a unique situation to be in, where we need, like, a dome. In the... it looks like that's not going to be the case. Looks like we might go... We're gonna go southeast, we're gonna go southwest. So many fucking options here. Let's see what we get. Oh, the Caesars Superdome. Yeah, the New Orleans Saints little Superdome. Not the Silver Dome, if you're... Oh, like the Camping World Stadium. Yeah, I mean, 60,000, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's probably going to be the best case scenario for us. Yeah, got the Hard Rock, yeah, that's where the Dolphins play. 64,000 would be pretty cool, though, and then, yeah, where the Titans play. Yeah, where the Bucks play. Yeah, a lot of the football stadiums. Oh, the Jacksonville one, it's relatively... About 10,000. Oh my god. Yeah, I forgot that LSU Stadium's huge. If, that's probably, it's crazy. We're taking our sweet time here, but I think that's... I kind of want to pick a better venue, though. I really don't want to fuck this up. I don't think the Northwest is a good call. Oh, we can go to the Mid-South area. Let's see. Yeah, because... Yeah, obviously AT&T Stadium. Oh, yeah, Coors Field. Yeah, where the Rockies play. Probably not. Again, an outdoor stadium in January. Probably not the best call. Oh, yeah, Minute Maid Park. Where the fucking... Yeah, that's not a bad call either. God damn it. It sucks. We're just so... We're not big enough to, like, sell out the fucking Cowboy, not only Cowboy Stadium, but also where the Sooners play. In Old Norman. Shit. I don't want to run the... Let's go to the Southwest, because I think we'll be able to... Oh, that's real close. Yeah, I can run where the goddamn... Going to Vegas? That'd be cool. Yeah, let's go to Vegas. Fuck yeah. Alright. That's it. We found our venue. That's probably the best place, but let's just double check. Yeah, 72,000. Oh yeah, where the Cardinals play. Yeah, SoFi Stadium. 88,000 for the Rose Bowl. Goddamn. Rose Bowl would be pretty cool, but yeah, I don't think that's in Dodger Stadium. That'd be kind of fun. Yeah, Chase Field. Yeah, we'll run Yeah, that's gonna be big. That's gonna be pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, post-show press conference stuff. First one be Cena. As far as just talking about the experience as a whole, talking about the first time he's wrestled in a non, WWE ring, and what probably goddamn, I mean, it had to be almost 20 years. More than that. Almost 30, probably. Unless, yeah, if you don't count OVW, then it's even more, because what UPW would probably be the last one. As far as for a non-WWE talent, it's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. Yeah, it puts over Tanahashi, though. But doesn't roll out a rematch, either. So he's, maybe he has to kind of get his sea legs from under him, type of thing, as far as it's been so long. Yeah, put him over. That should be fun. Be a fun thing. His non-WWE gear for Cena would be pretty unique, too, because I would really want him to lay into the Peacemaker stuff, but again, I don't know if you're allowed to, but then he is the guy, so you feel like they wouldn't flag, like, his own shit. I don't know. Be pretty cool. Yeah, we'll put over... I'm trying to think. Rushmore. Be a good call. AJ, I'm talking about. This is the... might be his last chance to be the heavyweight champion, so he's not taking it lightly. Nice. Yeah, we'll just have AJ really have the promo more than anything. Trying to think who else we can have a little... Peace, Love, and War could be a good call. Because we're building up to the rematch with Moxley and Juice for the U.S. title. Obviously, Moxley as the U.S. champion. As far as Juice kind of saying this is a much different, Juice Robinson that what Moxley saw. What would that be, 5 years ago at that, yeah. No, that was before COVID, so 6 years ago? Yeah, that's going to be a fun match, though. It's going to be a fun match for, Peace, Love, and War. Love it. Love it. Cool. Yeah, I think that will do it for the press conference stuff. Alright, then we can run the show. Well, actually, make sure that we run down the New Beginning and Sapporo and Osaka shows. So we'll get that ready to go to run. But yeah, alright, so we're good to go. Let's run it. In fucking the Alliance Stadium, had fucking Death Star looking building. The building's huge. Pretty cool, though. Pretty cool. 62,000 in attendance for this one. Alex Shelley, best guy in the match here. Does not get involved in the finish, though, as Yehai with a submission win over Kaji Tamato. Yeah, it's a tough break for the Kingdom of Strong Style. They were the much better team there. I was hoping Hook would do a little bit better, but we'll take the 62. Yehai, though, gets the win with the Koji Clutch over Kaji Tamato. 78 for Barbaro Cabanero and Pentagon Jr. Oh, wow. That went pretty well. Yeah, 70, 74. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. As Cabanero gets the win. The La Cabanera, 12:34. 85, though, for House of Black and Koji Kamai. Yeah, Tyler Black and Okada be pretty nice to build up to. But yeah, Tyler Black with the curb stomp over Yoshihashi in 22:20. Alright, team wins. Yoshihashi worst guy of the match, so felt like that was the right call. They're at 85, though. It's pretty solid. I didn't think that was going to be that good of a match. 87 for the 8-man. Again, I did not expect this at all to go well. Because, Nick Jackson and O'Reilly and Demore were, the best guys. And Roddy, to an extent. But everybody else, Show with a 52. Just wild. AJ with a Styles Clash, though, over Show in 2010. It's a nice win. Nice win for sure. And 82. God damn it, Shota Umino. Wow. Even Coughlin Connors weren't really on their best game either. But Juice and Moxley were. Juice outperformed him. And Juice gets one to Pulp Friction. It's a nice win. Nice win. Should have probably put it a little lower on the card, but that's alright. So 94 for Jay White and Miro against Volter and Zack Sabre Jr. What a tag match here, as Zack with the submission win over Jay White. I think that was the right call. Obviously Zack had a great little run as heavyweight champion. A little bounce back now after losing to Tamura. Maybe potentially looking for a rematch. Maybe potentially looking at as far as a lot of big time moves are happening. Obviously, then we'll have the anniversary tour, and then we're into the New Japan Cup. So as far as it's kind of now or never for Zack Sabre Jr. As far as if he's wanting to build towards a title match. Nakamura, though, beating Claudio Castagnoli with a triangle. I love that. First defense for Nakamura, and that's a banger. Thought it was going to be a little bit better than 87, but we'll take it. 80 and 84. Pretty great co-main event. We'll see how the main does. God damn it. Cena with a 63. Yeah, that's a bit disheartening. I figured it might be not in our favor to run that, but listen, we got to do it. So that was fun. That was fun. Yeah, Cena. Oh god, even with shit on the post-show press conference too. Brutal. Well, what a weird show. Weird little show. Yeah, I mean, the Zack Sabre Jr. Walter Jay White Miro match was the best thing on the card. Yeah, Tanahashi and Cena. It was a fun idea. It probably obviously would have been a better match, again, even just at the start of the mod, compared to where we're at now, but, it happens. Happens to the best of them. I thought Tanahashi would have enough to be able to pull out a pretty good performance, but even now, they're up there in age. It's a tough match for him. But it was fun. It was fun to at least run it, and hey, it didn't go well, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. We didn't lose Pop, so there is that. Yeah, we'll put over Tanahashi, we'll put over Zack. And, trying to think who else to put over. Nick Jackson did really well, which was always funny to talk about. It's crazy, Barbaro Cabanero and Pentagon Jr. had a pretty good match, too. Yeah, let's go Nakamura. I think that's a good call. Yeah, but the New Beginning show, it's in the books, so the USA one, at least, is in the books. And now on to the New Beginning Sapporo and Osaka show. As, that Sapporo show is going to be fun. AJ and Tamura, Juice and Moxley for the U.S. title. Also going to see a six-man of Carvanero with Coughlin Connors against Kingston and Lucha Brothers. New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team title matchup. Sonata Bushi against the Young Bucks. And as far as some undercard stuff in there, some multi-man matches. Koji Kamai against the Kingdom of Strong Style. Hiromu, Naito, and Shingo against Blastoff. Brody Lee, Black Taurus taking on Tanahashi and Fujinami as building up to a potential New Japan Strong Openweight title matchup there for Tanahashi after beating John Cena. As far as the grind never stops. So yeah, we can let's see what we get with this. Yeah, so yeah, we were at the Brody Lee Black Taurus against Tanahashi and Fujinami matchup, and then the Designers of Perfection against the Mexa Blood to start off that show in Sapporo. That's going to be Tai Chi, Izod Collection, and then the Velocities taking on all of Mexa Blood, so Ryu Lee, Dorada, Samurai del Sol, and Flamita. That's going to be a fun little opener. We'll see how they do with a Technical Masterclass matchup, because that probably should not be the opener, as far as from a Technical Masterclass standpoint, but we'll see how it goes. I think it should be pretty fun. Should be a fun opener. And for the New Beginning in Osaka show, so yeah, Miro, Walter, and then Brody Lee versus Tanahashi for the New Japan Strong Openweight title. Coughlin Connors get a title matchup against the Lucha Brothers, as that's going to be fun to see. Jay White and Zack in a singles matchup as well. The Bushi and Abe against Tamura and O'Reilly. Obviously building up, since we're doing Tamura and Abe, as far as Junior Champ versus Heavyweight Champ, potentially, as far as maybe AJ wins it. Who knows? As AJ and Roderick Strong against John Moxley and Shota Umino as well on that card. And then the Designers of Perfection against LIJ. We'll talk about that matchup in a little bit. I want to keep that a little close to the chest. And then United Empire, House of Torture, Centaur opening the show, or ending the show with Miro and Walter. The House of Torture versus United Empire makes sense to begin the show with a United Empire, House of Torture matchup as well. I just love doing that. It's nice to tell a full story of a card sometimes like that. But, so that's the cards. Going into the New Beginning in Sapporo and Osaka shows, of course, with this tour, you get 2 Road 2 shows between each of them. So, and on to the first one for the Sapporo Road 2 shows. Alright, the first Road 2 show, as we have everything pre-booked. So again, we're just kind of making sure everything is in order here. It's crazy to think Taguchi's not even with the company anymore, since he's retired. And then Hammerstone wanted to leave. It's kind of nuts to think the main and co-main has guys are not even in the company anymore just a year later. Quick turnaround. Yeah, for the main event, I think it's going to be this. Okada and Francesco Akira against Nakamura and Kushida. It's a banger. Kushida going to beat Francesco Akira, though, in 20 minutes. This Rushmore LIJ matchup depends on what it is. Not a bad co-main. As Sonata's going to get the win, though, for LIJ over Roddy there in 20 minutes. He will go with... now we're kind of getting to the... way into the bottom half of the card now. We'll go Velocity's Mexa Blood. I think that's probably the best match left, as Samurai Del Sol is going to get the win over the Velocities. Of course, that's part of the Designers of Perfection. And then Alex Reynolds and John Silver, the Dark Order taking on Blast Off. John Silver getting the win there in 10 minutes. Nothing too crazy there. Then El Kukui and Robbie Eagles going to take on Suzuki-gun, as Hook going to beat Robbie Eagles there. So that will mean Yui Mora and Yuya Kuriku will open up the show, as Yui Mora is going to get the win in 10 minutes. So yeah, hopefully a decent little card there. I don't know how it's so jam-packed on picking American venues. I almost just went right along with it. But yeah, we'll go with the Chubu card for this one, as, yeah, the Toyoshi General Gymnasium. Well, actually, let's go with Nagoya Congress Center, since we ran there last month. Or 2 months ago now, since we're already in February. Yeah, let's run it. Let's see what we get. 49 for the opener. Yui Mora with a 50. Kuriku with a 43. I still gotta add Yui Mora's moves, because he can't be beating people with a dropkick. The better team lost here, as Hook, as far as I was hoping he'd do a lot better here. I know the crowd, the opener kind of fucked us, but hopefully this Steal the Show matchup gets us back on track. At least we get a 65 here with Blast Off and Reynolds and Silver, as Silver with the Discus Laird in 10 minutes. Yeah, Silver, best guy in the match. That's almost, identical ratings there. Just Jason Lee 1 point off from Silver. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. 78 there for the junior tag matchup, yeah. I don't know why Marty Asami has an authority figure gimmick, but it is what it is. The Del Sol driver from Samurai Del Sol over Paris de Silva, though. Fun match. Fun match. Can't really go wrong with our junior tag division at times when they have great chemistry like that. You're going to get a pretty good matchup. I don't know why Asami has a gimmick, though. That's very strange. The Young Bucks and the Young Bucks and Roderick Strong of Rushmore lose to LIJ, Sonata, Hiromu, and Bushi. The fresh cut Sonata making his debut without the beard. That's fun. Big win for him with a skull end over Roderick Strong. 77 for Sonata, though. 82 for Hiromu. He was the best guy in the match. Hiromu and Nick Jackson. What a banger that would be, I guess, according to these ratings. But yeah, Nakamura and Kushida beating Okada and Francesco, as Kushida with the Kushida lock over Francesco in 20 minutes. Not a bad main event. I was hoping to be a little bit better, but again, Okada. It's so weird that Nakamura's performing better than Okada in 2025. Very, very strange. But yeah, that's a solid little main event. Solid co-main. Co-main actually did better than the main, so probably could have pushed that up. But yeah, a little lackadaisical with the opener, but it is what it is. Sometimes you gotta roll the dice with that type of thing. But yeah, now on to the next Road 2 show, and just before you know it, we'll be at the Sapporo show. So that was quick and simple. Building up to the Sapporo show with some of those, especially, potentially thinking of an Okada Nakamura match for sure. It would be very fun to see, and just kind of building up for what Nakamura's Neverboy title reign is going to look like. So not bad at all. I'm just glad nobody got hurt more than anything. Alright, day 2 of the Road 2 show for the New Beginning Tour. As far as Yuji Nagata passing on Psychology to the Great Okan. The main event is probably, it's tough. It's between either Volter and the Great Okan and Miro and Jay White, or Hiromu and Naito against Ibushi and Takeshita. Either way, it's a pretty tough show as far as to pick a winner here. But Jay White's going to beat the Great Okan in the main. And then Hiromu and Naito against Ibushi and Takeshita, as Hiromu's going to beat Takeshita in 20. Tough break for Takeshita, but that's a banger of a tag match, though. Order of Destruction versus Joe Doring and Brody King. Actually, probably not going to be this high, but Hobbs is going to beat Joe Doring nonetheless. I think we're going to have Peace, Love, and War against Task Force Death. The 8-man will go above it. Yeah, that's a pretty awesome match, too, as Coughlin will lose to Eddie Kingston in 20 minutes. That should go over really well. That might be the best thing on the card, actually. Well, weirdly enough. the Izod collection of Izod collection NYC and Burberry Baba of the Designers of Perfection against the Mexiblood team of Flamita and Dorada. So Flamita's going to beat Burberry Baba in 10 minutes. I think we're actually going to have him beat Izod collection. I think that would be the best call. We'll see. Hopefully that's a good little matchup. But then the opener, Jonathan Peck and Fred Rosser taking on Suzuki-gun of Tozawa and Rex Steiner. This might be a train wreck. We'll see. But Rex Steiner's going to beat Peck in 16 minutes. As for this show, I think we're going to go back to Chubu, and I think we're going to... I'm thinking about it. It's tough because, like... I don't... Well, say 2000... 2005. Yeah, we can run the Yokohama Convention Center. Yeah, it's not a bad call. Alright. Let's see what we get. 42. Oof. Yep, Peck, pretty brutal. Rex Steiner, pretty brutal. Yeah. I was hoping we'd get enough of that, but that was... Yeah, we're really being lenient with these openers. Really being lenient. But Rex Steiner with the military press power slam over Jonathan Peck in 16 minutes. So 64 for Burberry Baba and Izod Collection NYC against the Mexiblood team. Right team wins. I think it was the right call to have Flamita beat Izod Collection NYC as well. Fun match. Fun match for the Designers of Perfection and Mexiblood as Calvin Tankman, Will Hobbs beating the Joe Doring, Brody King team. Vows Torture. Tops pitting Doring with the Doomsday Plunges. 4 giant gaijins battling it out. Can't go wrong with that. But yeah, that was obviously the order instruction on former IWGP Tag Team Champions, a team to watch out for. And definitely a handful in there. But yeah, the 8-man here between Peace, Love, and War and Task Force Death. Eddie Kingston with a 59 is fairly interesting to see. Not sure why Eddie had such a bad performance, but he gets the win, though, with the back fist of the future over Alex Coughlin. The right team wins. Pentagon Jr., Ray Phoenix, and Moxley. You got the U.S. champ with the tag champs beating, as far as the potential, and even actually not even potential, that will be the challengers, and Moxley and Coughlin and Connor. So that's a fun win. Fun win there as, I think that's the right call to have Kingston get a win there. Probably should have had him beat Barbaro Cavanero, but it is what it is. And a 74 for the co-main event. It's Hiromu Naito beating Ibushi and Takeshita as Hiromu pinning Takeshita with the time bomb in 20 minutes. Sucks that Ibushi might potentially be seriously injured. Hopefully it's not with that swollen elbow. Hopefully he'll be good to go. But yeah, I mean, Hiromu and Naito, they have the excellent chemistry, but now Naito's falling apart so much that's not even going to give them that much of an advantage. At least Hiromu gets the best performance in this matchup. Could have went with Takeshita and Ibushi, though. That probably wouldn't have been a bad idea. In the main event, though, it's an 83, so we went with the right main. Volter and Okan losing, to Jay White and Miro, as Jay White with the Blade Runner over the Great Okan. It's a good match. Jay White, worst guy in the match, though, gets the win. Probably should have went to Miro, but it is what it is. Nice little win, though, for Jay White going into the Zack Sabre Jr. matchup. But yeah, that's the tour shows. As far as for the Road 2s going into Sapporo, then we'll have the next 2 after this Sapporo show for the Osaka show. But yeah, this is going to be a interesting main event with Tamura and AJ. We built up more of it on the first Road 2 day, not really the second. But as far as Tamura's got a chance to avenge that loss, and also AJ gets a chance to be a heavyweight champion at he's probably 48, 49 as well. He's up there, for sure. Up there in age, and it's a great opportunity for him. It might be his last chance, like he's talked about going into this match, so it's a big matchup for him. He's probably going to put it all out there. We'll see if he can beat Tamura, or Tamura keep this reign going. Alrighty, so Ibushi will be out, unfortunately, for this show. I think he's going to be out for the Osaka show, so hopefully he'll be back in time for the Cup, though. It's going to be close. Going to be real close. But yeah, the New Beginning in Sapporo show, of course, will be in the Sapporo Dome. Should be should be a sellout. Just want to double check. Yeah, will be a sellout. 49,000 in attendance for this show. Or, 40,000 in attendance for this one. But we do have a backstage incident. Ishii passing on microphone work to Tomoya Tom Ford. So yeah, well, the main event, AJ Tamura for the heavyweight title. Tamura does in fact get revenge, and yeah, this is AJ. As far as AJ's, basically this is the farewell tour for him. Yeah, I think for us, we've used, we squeezed all we can out of him, type of thing. He's had a good little comeback. Literally, I think the comeback, because we signed him in 2022, and he's now, this is going to be basically 2.5, almost 3 years, so it's about the same amount of time as the first run with New Japan. So I think it's been pretty well. He's gotten a couple titles out of it too. He had the U.S. title. I think he had a Never Openweight title run there, obviously, and the Sixth Man, and the New Japan Strong Openweight. He's gotten some belts along the way. I think it was the right call, though. I think it's the right call. What we're going to do is we're going to basically just have him be at AEW. So we'll just kind of give them either a talent trade or even just a swap or even just straight up just loan him to him every, chance we get until his contract runs up, because mainly just feel like we don't really need him anymore. He'll have a program with Mox after this, which we'll either do at Sakura Genesis or we'll do at the anniversary show. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm going to do yet. Maybe the anniversary show, just as far as it might be a solid idea. But yeah, tomorrow, though, nonetheless, is going to beat AJ Styles, and then the co-main event for the U.S. title. Juice and Moxley, the rematch, and Moxley's going to beat him. He's going to get the win in 23 minutes, and so I think it's going to be a fun little match, though. That might even be better than the main event, which is kind of weird to say, but they've really been on a bit of a tear, those two. Then we'll have, as far as I want to say, it's Task Force Death against, and against Peace, Love, and War, the Sixth Man. Cabanero with Coughlin Connors against Kingston. And, I think... Yeah, we definitely fucked this all up, because we should have had the tour show have Kingston beat Barbaro Cabanero. And now we don't need to even have Barbaro Cabanero get a win. In fact, I think, because Pentagon Jr. lost to Cabanero on the singles, I think we should have him get a win here. Little avenge of the loss there. Good call. But yeah, 20-minute matchup. Then Sonata and Bushi against the Young Bucks for the New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team titles. Nick Jackson's going to beat Bushi, but that's not the end of it. As afterwards, Sonata puts the boots to him. Paradise locks him, makes fun of him, and then just full-on punt kicks him when he's in the Paradise Lock. And as far as LIJ, they run in to try to make the save. It's just not in time, but Sonata's over the rail and up into the stands. And Sonata, turns on LIJ. What happens to a man when he just shaves off his goddamn beard and shit? He thinks he's better than everybody, but this is pretty strong of him to do. As far as this is a big move, this is obviously the last time somebody turned on LIJ was when Evil, turned on Naito. So to have somebody not turn on Naito is interesting, as far as to have him, maybe the frustration from Sonata, because he has, they've been losing a good bit, have Sonata, and, as far as with teaming up with Naito during the Tag League, and, they lost the tag team title matchup as well, and it just seems like nothing's kind of gone their way. And it's funny enough, though. They beat Claudio and Hook. They beat Alexander and Jarvis. They beat the Dynamic Duo Tandem team as well. They just nothing seemed to go their way. And plus, they also beat Jay White and Miro. Well, something that has definitely happened within the past couple of months, where it feels like a change of scenery is for the best for him. But yeah. That is pretty major. Pretty major for sure. As, we'll see how that plays out, though. And then we'll have Koji Kamai, Kingdom Strong style. The 6-man, I believe. Oh, it's an 8-man. Alright. So, and Francesco Akira's going to beat Alex Shelley in 25 minutes. That's a hell of a match, though. That might be the best undercard match. We'll see. It's Brody Lee and Black Taurus, Hiroshi Tanahashi and Fujinami, as Brody Lee's going to beat Fujinami. They were setting up for Steal the Show. Actually, I think we've skipped over the LIJ match. Yeah, we did. LIJ and Blast Off, which instead of Ibushi, it's now going to be Fuminori Abe in that matchup, but Konosuke Takeshita is going to beat Naito. So a tough day for LIJ. Tough day for sure. Maybe that frustration led to the turn as well. There's a lot of things going on with him. But Taichi leading the Designers of Perfection to a loss here as the Mexa Blood's going to get the win as Riley Lee's going to beat Aizawa Collection in 20 minutes. So we'll have a couple of the post-show stuff. We'll have one with Mox as far as celebrating his win. Having Shooter cut the promo for him too, just stuff like that. Just some fun stuff like that. And so well, Juice be the catalyst to that, but should be fun. Should be a fun little press conference, and we'll have one with Tamura. As far as eyeing, kind of issuing out a warning to the person who's going to win the cup that he's in the best shape of his life. He's performing at his highest level that he's had in his career, and he feels like he's unstoppable. He feels like he's unbeatable, and that's and he also says that while in top form and top shape, he's going to be preparing even more, watching, studying, just making sure that he's in his best shape for Sakura Genesis now. So strong words from the champion. Feels like he is just unbeaten in this run. So that's going to be huge. Going to be huge. Think that will do it, though, for the post-show press conference stuff. Yeah, think that will do it. Oh, maybe. Yeah, we'll have one from Sonata as far as just as far as kind of what happened out there, what's going on, and just saying he feels like he's, the LIJ, the brand, or the group, it's holding him back. Feels like 2025, it's his time, as far as he's looked at where he's at in his career, and just as far as speaking with, Kaiji Muto, somebody that thought the world of him, and as far as he feels like he's let him down, he feels like that this has just not been his time. And it's weird because, he has had some success, but he's just like, man, I'm going to be 40 soon. And, as far as never been a IWGP Heavyweight Champion, this was the U.S. champ in Intercontinental. Oh, no, that's right, just the Intercontinental title run. And even then, he only had it for a month. And it's just kind of like, he feels like his calling, his ceiling is not a month reign as the Intercontinental champion. It's not being a tag champ and a never openweight six-man champ. It's being a heavyweight champion. And he's wanting to get into the best shape of his life. He's wanting to get into the best form of his career, and he still thinks there's time for it, but he just needs to get away from LIJ. He's shaved the beard. He's wanting to say that there's going to be a brand new Sonata. There's going to be a brand new Sonata that's going to put his best foot forward and do what's best for his career. And then out comes Milano Collection AT. Comes out from behind the as far as from the from out of camera into the press conference and sits down with Sonata and pats him on the back and says it's the best movie he's ever made. It's a guy that he's seen, as far as with Milano, talking about what Sonata can do as far as he can take his talents and reach to heights that I couldn't even take. He needs, the guidance, he needs structure, he needs it to be about him. And that's what I'm here for. And as far as being a commentator, it's been great. And I'm going to be, as far as unbiased with the rest of my duties as an announcer, but when it comes to this man, it's all about him. It's preparing for him. It's preparing him for the best that he can do. So we've had now an alliance formed with the Milano Collection AT and Sonata, which is pretty fascinating since Milano Collection AT started the Designers of Perfection and has seen what he can do. And he hasn't full-on said that he's a member of Designers of Perfection, but he's saying you're going to see the new look, the new fresh Sonata as far as the best version of Sonata, if you will. So, some strong words from Milano Collection AT about Sonata and this new adventure. But yeah, I think we're good to go now on the show. Let's run it. 72 for the opener. That's actually not bad. Isaac Collection NYC, though, again, stinking up the joint. Well, the 45. At least Tai Chi was one of the better guys in the match for the game. Ryu Lee's just a fucking animal in there with an 89. Better than everybody by far. Clearly the best guy in the match, but that's a solid little opener. We'll take it. 74 for the next matchup is Black Taurus and Brody Lee beating Tanahashi and Fujinami. Again, just a great team, and Brody and Black Taurus. Even though Black Taurus, though, second best guy in the match. Warms my heart seeing Black Taurus perform so well. All that hard work. He's finally paying off. As Brody Lee pinning Fujinami, though, with the Brody Bomb in 12:54. 87 for Blastoff and LIJ is Konosuke Takeshita dabbing out Naito with the Wall of Takeshita. It's a nice win. Nice win for Takeshita, and I think Naito, as far as losing to Takeshita, it's a big change of the guard. You know, not only for LIJ, but just as far as kind of writing on the wall. It's not looking so hot right now. They're struggling for sure, and they're about to be struggling even more once Sonata leaves, as we'll be seeing here in a couple of matches. As Francesco Akira, though, with the Akira Assault over Shelley, and that's a fun match, though, to see as far as Shelley. He outperformed Francesco Akira, but it's a big win for him. And Okada and Nakamura and Kushida to an extent, but mainly those two main guys performing at a high level for this 8-man. But yeah, obviously, Nakamura and Okada, two major stars. I put it in the wrong spot, but that's alright. You still get the 94, though. What a performance, and what a win for Sonata, as the Young Bucks matchup is a banger, and it's their 5th defense, though. The Young Bucks have had a pretty solid run as the New Japan Strong Boy Tag Team Champions now, with 5 defenses. And, yeah, I mean, as far as just seeing Bushi kind of lose like that, and just he snaps, and he's had enough as Sonata, and he's just with the Paradise Lock into the punt kick. I think it's just a more devastating kind of way of doing, because the Paradise Lock, it's obviously more of like a comedy thing that he's able to put this hold on somebody, but to add a fucking punt kick into it ups the fucking intensity for sure. But yeah, that's a nice matchup. That might be the best match on the card when it's all said and done, though. But Pentagon Jr. with the Fear Factor getting his win back over Cavanero. Oh yeah, Ray Phoenix head and shoulders with everybody else in that matchup. Yeah, really good stuff there. Coughlin a little bit below everybody. But yeah, I mean, not a bad match. Not a bad matchup. 81 for Juice and Moxley. Mox off his game a little bit. Death Rider, though, from Moxley gets the win and retains his U.S. title. Tough break. Because Juice outperformed him. Juice has been pretty solid since his kind of heel turn. I think that's really been the best guy that we've seen as far as that transfer of a character. I think it's helped him tremendously. He's just been getting better and better, it seems like. But that's a tough loss. And then, John Moxley and Juice Robinson get outperformed by AJ and Tamura. It's no surprise with Tamura with the first defense of his heavyweight title. Getting the one Theato driver in 25-36. Yeah, who would have thought Sonata and Bushi was going to be the best thing on the card? As far as the Death Riders, a little promo, and Tamura's press conference. And then Sonata, now under the tutelage of Milano Collection AT. It's big. Very, very big. Hard to believe that fucking New Japan Stronghold Boy Tag Team title matchup was the best thing on the card. Yeah, I mean, we're in a unique spot right now because our roster is getting so old and they're so beat up now that a lot of our major stars are just not delivering with the way they should. Obviously, Nakamura and Okada could have been if they were in a better matchup. But yeah, I mean, guys like AJ are just not what they're doing anymore. John Moxley was doing well. Not sure what happened here. And then it's just kind of like Ray Phoenix does well. That's 6-man, but that's about it. And we're going through a bit of a change of the roster. We're trying to elevate guys, and it's been a bit of a struggle. But it's been fun to see along the way, though. As far as now Sonata away from LIJ, I think it's going to be a big splash for him. I think it's going to be a big splash in the career of Sonata, and hopefully it might be a defining one. Hopefully it goes better than Evil's turn. Because, boy, did we, listen, was he destined for greatness? evil? Probably not, but it didn't go well. Didn't go well, so we'll see how Sonata's turn goes. But yeah, then we'll have Tamura. And, I mean, I guess we'll put over Nick Jackson for literally having the best match on the card. With him and Matt and Sonata and Bushi. But that's, what a wild little card. Who would have thought that a heavyweight title match would get outperformed by a New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team title matchup? How the mighty have fallen. As, yeah, we're in a unique spot. And, it's, I think it's going to pay out in the end, but right now we're kind of in a unique point in the safe, for sure. You know, as far as to be so many years in, but now kind of going through a complete transition of the roster, seeing our big stars age out. It's been interesting. Been interesting for sure. You just kind of look at what the roster looked like in 2020 to compare to what it's looking like in 2025. Completely different. I mean, it is a complete change of the guard. As, yeah, on to now the Road 2 shows for the Osaka show. That main event, though, of Miro and Walter, I think that's going to be the best main event we've had this tour, which is not saying much, since we've had an 80 and an 85. But I think that's going to be in the 90s. I think that's going to be a banger. Alright, day 3 of the Road 2 New Beginning show. As the Milan Collection AT passing on Psychology to Izod Collection. And we get to see the debut of Sonata with the Izod Collection as Man Desires of Perfection against LIJ. That's gonna be an interesting decision to have him lose the first time he teams up with him. Oh man, I think the best way to go about it is a DQ finish. I know that's not going to go well. Because the idea I'm thinking is Bushi's just going full tilt. You know, he's looking to send it on Sonata. And you could tell that he's wanting to get his hands on him. He's wanting to get revenge after what just happened. And the mist, he tries to go for a mist on Sonata, but he ends up misting the ref, and it turns into a whole ordeal, and basically, the ref just ends up calling it after a DQ. Maybe not, though. Maybe we can go with something a little different, because we could go with the mist into the eyes of the ref, and then, as far as Milano, gives him a towel type of thing, and wipes his eyes clean by the time Sonata locks in I'm not sure we're going to call it, but it's going to be a different finish than the skull in. So we'll go ahead and add that. Let's see. Let me just take a look. Yeah, so we got the body press, obviously. We'll call it the Sonata. Let's see, call it the, I was gonna call it damn. Because at first I was like, Milano called it, like a lot of his finishers, with the Italian Revolution, yeah, the 1 and 2. And I would like to, I was thinking maybe the Sonata is the, like the Sonata Silencer or something like that. That was an idea, as far as, we'll think of, I do want to add that Paradise Lock into the punt. So I don't know what I'm going to call that, but that's what it is. So we'll just go ahead and add that. Yeah, it could be done on anybody, yeah. Yeah, it couldn't cost blood. I mean, broken nose, potentially there. No, can't be done off a ladder onto a chair, yeah. But everything else is good. So yeah, we'll add that for now. And we'll think of something to add to the arsenal as far as with Sonata. But yeah, that's, yeah, I think that'll do for now, as far as for this match. Hopefully he wins with that. That'd be nice. Oh, so yeah, the rest of the card, as far as Dragons Den Blast Off, that's, oh, we had a Bushi in this match, fuck. That'd be, I was glad to catch that to it. Works for me. This is mainly just a build up to the Abe Tamura match. Jason Lee over Garcia is an interesting call. I think we're gonna go with O'Reilly, or actually, we'll go with Garcia beating Jason Lee. Why not? Fuck it. I like that. I think that makes a little bit more sense. As then Top Flight against Tsuneo Takudome against Masahiro and Masahiro. Yeah, of course the Young Lions are going to lose that one, but that will obviously open up the show. Yeah, then shit, I really don't know what we'll put next. I guess Peace, Love, and War against Task Force Death. Pac with so basically the Death Triangle against Barbaro Cabanero, and then Coughlin and Connors. Pac's going to beat Coughlin. Been quite the one-sided affair for the Task Force Death team. So far, at least. Then Tanahashi, Narita, and Fujinami against the Dark Order as Evil, Brody, and Black Taurus. And Evil's going to beat Ren Narita in 20 minutes. Obviously building up to the Brody, Tanahashi, New Japan Strong Openweight title matchup. There as, yeah, we'll put that there, I guess. I think that's a good call. Actually, let's go there with it. Then the final match, Jay White and Drew Parker against Zack Sabre Jr. and Gavin McGavin. Unique little card this is, because there's really not a clear-cut main event besides the actual last match. But even then, I don't think it's still clear-cut. But Drew Parker's going to beat Gavin McGavin. So, yeah, well, I guess we'll put it there. It's just a weird card, the way this is placed. Dragons Den should probably be higher. But it's a technical masterclass matchup, so it's... fuck. Yeah, it's all fuckered up. Actually, I know an easy fix. Easy fix. So we'll have this be the technical masterclass matchup instead. Because that should go way better. And then we'll have this be the regular match. Because this is way better as a regular matchup, too. Garcia's still going to be Jason Lee, though. We should be good to go. As far as, because I think the only thing that's, yeah, just thinks that the match that we previously had is set for it, but obviously that's not the case. Yeah, we'll run Corkin. We need to run Corkin sometime, so we might as well do it here. Because obviously, you know, the Osaka show is going to be the main, so we got really nothing to worry about there. 59, though, for the opener from Top Flight against the Young Lions. Takuya Dome, though, it's actually pretty solid for a Young Lion. 40's not bad. Not bad at all. Springboard cutter, though, from Dante, and then Jay White and Drew Parker beating McGavin and Zack Sabre Jr. as Drew Parker the flying foot stomp. It's crazy how bad Gavin McGavin was in that matchup, but it is what it is. That was a 79-75 for Tanahashi, Narita, and Fujinami against Dark Order, Brody Lee, Evil, and Black Taurus. The Banshee Muzzle from Evil tapping out Ren Narita. Yeah, I mean, Dark Order, everything was in the 60s, and Fujinami's in the 60s as well, but Tanahashi with an 81. Don't know how he's still doing it. An 80 for Sonata and Izod Collection NYC. The new look. He's got a fancy designer jacket, rocking trunks. He's a whole new look, whole new presentation. Very much treated like a star. It's presented like a star. As far as he is, he's fashioned out, and that's a nice win though for him. And as far as Bushi losing to the Paradise Lock after the punt kick, as I guess, yeah, that's a good call. Probably should have worded that as a punt kick after the Paradise Lock instead of a Paradise Lock into the punt kick. Yeah, that was worded very, very wrong, but we'll change that. Hey, 77 though for the Dragons Den Blast-Off matchup. Dan Garcia with the cut and mutilation submission went over Jason Lee. It's a good win for Garcia. Even though he was the worst guy in the match, but again, we're trying to build guys. Trying to build them. But tomorrow with an 82, Abe with a 76. It's not bad. 75 for Peace, Love, and War against Task Force Death as Pac pinning Coughlin and 1950 with the 630. Nice win for Pac, and basically, Task Force Death killing it there. And unique main event. Unique main event for sure. It's crazy that Sonata Aizawa Collection Hiromu Bushi matchup should have just been the main. But that's alright. That is alright, because that definitely was probably, I think, the biggest program, and I think that was the biggest thing that people were probably looking forward to going into that show. So, probably would have been a better job just to have that be the main. But that's alright. That is alright. We just can't seem to figure out the card as far as what we want to have for the format for this series as of late. Oh, what it is. We're just not in tune with what the roster's putting out, and it's been all over the place. But we got the last Road 2 show to work on, and I think it hopefully will have a better build up to Volter and Miro, which that should be a banger, though. I'm excited to see how that match plays out specifically. And yeah, then we got Tanahashi and Brody Lee too in the co-main. So that New Beginning in Osaka show. So should be a pretty fun night. Hopefully the Road 2 show, there's no injuries or anything like that to fuck that last show up. Alrighty, last tour show as far as for the last hoorah of the New Beginning tour shows before we get into the Osaka show. Yeah, let's just run let's run Beibu's Beacon Plaza. Why not? Fuck it. As the main event, though, United Empire, House of Torture, makes sense, right? And Zack Sabre Jr. is going to beat Brody King, so nice win for United Empire going into the Osaka show. So we got Rushmore and Task Force Death. I like it. As it's the Bucks with Roddy against Kenta, Umino, and Kingston, as Roddy's going to beat Kingston in 20 minutes. We also have the Time Splitters versus Francesco Akira and Hiro del Airbender, which they're actually a hell of a team, are the Koji Kamai Jr. team. They have excellent chemistry, and we had them... I thought we had them face up against each other already on a strong taping. We're going to change this, though. We're going to give a win to the Hiro del Airbender and Francesco Akira team. So we're going to have Shelley lose to Airbender. Tough break there for Alex Shelley, but they're going to perform really well. I'm excited to see how that plays out. And then Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi of Koji Kamai are going to beat Flight Club. And Shane Strickland's going to lose to Hiroki Goto. I feel really bad that Shane Strickland's got to lose here. We're going to change that. Or at least, either way, someone really talented is going to have to lose, unfortunately. I think we're going to go with Casanova, though, since we haven't used him since November, anyways. Yeah, just brutal, though. Flight Club going to lose here, and Goto just needs a win. I know we shouldn't be giving Hiroki Goto a win so late in his career now, and for him to be performing at such a terrible rate that he has been, but we need him to have something positive happen for him. Next matchup, what a stacked six-man this is for United Empire. They take on Rosser, Lockhart, and Peck, as Gresham's going to get the win in 17 minutes. It's going to give them a lot of time, obviously, because of the technical masterclass matchup, but it should be a fun little match. And then Flyer against Chris Vart. Obviously, Chris Vart, the young lion, will be losing there. This is, I think it's going to be a pretty interesting card, because, again, we're really packing in a lot of these newer talents in the undercard, and it's been a unique process, to say the least. It's Flyer and Vart. Oh, man, Flyer. He gets a 59 there, but it's just a terrible match, and it's going to now hurt the next match. Yeah, 57. Could have been way, way better. What the fuck happened here? As Gresham with the octopus stretch over Peck. Peck had an 18, Ross with a 36, 46 for Lockhart. Just fucking terrible. All the way around. A 58 here. Goto with a 33 gets a win. Now I'm just kind of, I'm shooting us in the foot here with some of these decisions. Part of me just felt really bad that Goto hasn't won in, forever. I shouldn't have given him a win. It is what it is. Luckily, though, Yoshihashi was the best guy in the match, so at least something positive came out of that. Here we go. Yeah, Francesco, Akira, and Hiro del Airbender. Nice little match here. They outperformed Shelley, but Kushida was the better guy out of everybody in the match. Nice little junior tag match there, as Hiro del Airbender gets the win with a 630 over Shelley in 20 minutes. A 75 for Rushmore and Task Force Death, as Kingston takes the sick kick from Roddy. As, the Bucks, 82 for Nick Jackson, best guy in the match. He outperforms Kenta, so funny. Kenta with a 78. Kingston with a 66. Yeah, Shota Umino again, just not on everybody else's level, unfortunately. 74 for the main event. Katsuki Kimura with a 59. That's shocking. Doring and Brody King not doing their best either. Wild. Wild. But the guys that did perform well, as far as Okan and Volter and Zach and Miro and JY, at least they performed well. Yeah, I mean, not the greatest of tours. We definitely had better tours in the past, but just thank God. It sucks that Ibushi got hurt, because we would have used him a good bit this tour, but luckily it wasn't a serious injury, and luckily he'll be back, hopefully in time for the New Japan Cup. Now it's on to the New Beginning show, as this is the New Beginning in Osaka show. Big show here for Volter, looking to keep that great Intercontinental title reign going, and Miro looking to become the new Intercontinental Champion in the main event. Tanahashi and Brody Lee as well. It's been a while since those two have really competed. Mainly they've just wrestled in the G1, but I want to say it was either the first or second. I think it was the second New Japan Cup we booked. Brody beat Tanahashi, and I think that was the one he went on to win it all as well. So just pretty big for him. But yeah, on to the New Beginning in Osaka show. Alrighty, as the New Beginning in Osaka show is set, it's New Japan World. Hell yeah, Milano Collection AT, Patagon Psychology Tips 2, Izod Collection NYC. So the main event, of course, as far as Miro and Volter. Volter will retain. Big time match. They've had the one match, I believe. Is that it? Yeah, and Miro beat him. It was the G1 match from 2 years ago. So Volter gets that win back, but yeah, that's fun match. Fun match. Just two giant gaijins beating the fuck out of each other. Then Brody Lee and Hiroshi Tanahashi, and he gets the win thanks to a interfering John Cena. Just looks like John is not done with Tanahashi yet, but also not only that, looks like the Peacemaker is a part of the Dark Order. What a get for the Dark Order. As we'll just go ahead and do the post-show press conference now, because obviously that is some major news. But a ecstatic Brody Lee introduces the Peacemaker to the Dark Order. So yeah, this is a major get, but Brody ecstatic. And at this, he lent out a hand to John, as far as it felt like John needed a home here in New Japan. And when Brody kind of pitched him the idea, John just said, he'll... I was going to quote the line from the Suicide Squad, where he's talking about, what will Peacemaker do for liberty, for the United States, and, says, I'll murder every man, woman, and child that try to stop me and, get in my way. And he tries to go to that, but Brody's like, let's calm it. Let's bring it down, we don't need to be doing all that, as far as, but he'll beat up, any man, woman, and child, and as far as in their way of stopping the Dark Order's success. And also, as far as pulls a fast one on Tanahashi, too. So this is a big win for Brody, big win for Cena, and it's, as far as a big get, but Tanahashi, I'm sure, not too pleased about that, losing out on his title reign already. But what a fun reign it was, though, for just a month, as far as, having the go-home retirement match for Kojima, the dream match with Cena, that was a non-title, but still, he was the champion going into it. But yeah, the man that will stop at nothing for the Dark Order's success, the Peacemaker himself, John Cena, part of the Dark Order. So I think that's a fun get for the Dark Order, and also we'll go ahead and add him into the club now. There it is. I was about to say, where's Dark Order? But yeah, I mean, to think that he can be there and help out a lot of guys, be a kind of veteran guy for the likes of, with Taurus, Tankman, and Hobbs, and even Silver Reynolds. Just picturing John Cena and John Silver together is pretty funny, just comically, too. And it's able for him, for Cena specifically, to really let loose, to have fun, and to kind of have that, because with obviously that WWE character, he didn't really get to show too much of his, kind of what his personality really is. and at least with the Peacemaker character, and kind of with that, having that kind of fun, kind of what you see with like him and Vigilante on the Peacemaker show, where you can have him kind of bust balls with guys and have fun and just kind of really show off kind of what Hangman was doing with the Dark Order with a lot of the comedy stuff they were doing, where you obviously know that the guy can go and you know what he can do, but you still can do funny shit with him. Same thing with Brody, was able to do comedy stuff with the Dark Order and get away with it because he's fucking, he's a major player for AEW at the time, and then also was a big dude himself and was able to handle himself, and that's it. Kind of adds not only some jubilation, which is kind of weird to say about somebody that's 47, 48, but it adds a new face to Dark Order and adds a big name too. So I mean, I think that's a big get for the Dark Order, and plus it kind of plays off of what, as far as Brody was wanting Silver and Reynolds to do all those advertisements and do all those, as far as recruitment things online, and just kind of talking about finally somebody answered the hotline, as far as somebody called in, it was him. And as far as he, as far as leaped out of his chair, almost had a heart attack, thought it was a rib, as far as thought somebody was doing an impression, and it was in fact the real John Cena. So I think that'd just be a funny kind of the final kind of ribbon to Dark Order as far as to add Cena. I think that's a fun, unique, different thing, because I don't think anyone would probably saw that coming. I don't think anyone saw the dream match, obviously, with Tanahashi and Cena, and to now have a Dark Order John Cena as well. I think it's going to be pretty fun. And plus, I could think of a cool, like, custom, like, Peacemaker get-up, where it's not so much the red and the blue now, it's going to be the purple and black. And I think it's going to be pretty cool to see, hopefully, as far as just visually, what that would look like from in our minds. And obviously you can't see the real thing. But, the next matchup for, it's the tag team title matchup. Coughlin Connors against the Lucha Brothers. And the Lucha Brothers will retain here as Coughlin Connors' first time meeting the Lucha Brothers. So I like that idea of having their first title defense be against a team they've never faced before. So that was fun. And obviously they had beat the Young Bucks earlier at the Fantastica Mania show, but obviously that was a non-title matchup too, but that was kind of built as the last match between the two, so you have that as well. And Jay White, Zack Sabre Jr. singles matchup. Jay White beating Zack Sabre Jr. I don't think anyone's going to see that coming either. Jay, last time he beat him was probably, 2022. But a while. Lost his last two singles matches to him as well. I think it's time. I think it's a nice win for him. Get them in the right direction. There's Jay White. Zach's a little unhappy about it. So he's had a tough 2025 start. Has Zack Sabre Jr., but it's not over yet. Not over yet for him. Then it would be Ibushi and Abe against Hayato Tamura and O'Reilly, but it's going to be Takeshita and Abe against Dragon's Den, as Abe's going to be Kyle O'Reilly, though. Junior champion getting a win there. Then AJ and Roddy against Moxley and Shooter, as Moxley's going to beat Roddy Strong in 20 minutes there. I think that's the right call. Well, Roddy's unhappy about that. Then the Designers of Perfection against LIJ, as Sonata, Tai Chi, and the Velocities against Naito. I think we're going to make another change here. I think Sonata needs to get another win. We're going to have Sonata beat Hiromu. No, he's not going to beat Hiromu. He's going to beat Naito. So that's a huge win, first of all. And basically, I would love to see what we've done with Sonata. Is I know he's got the new DDT, the lifting DDT that like Hashimoto used to do. I think he calls it the deadfall. I think that's what they call it. Yeah, that's what they call it. As because he kind of has like a mixed bag of like everybody's shit. Because he does Fujinami's obviously Dragon Sleeper. He does Muto's Moonsault. And I feel like that DDT's not really a good call. But instead, what we're gonna do, as far as new moves, so we're still gonna have him do the Skull End, but we're gonna call it the Sonata Lock, just so it's something that it is kind of synonymous with him. Kind of his big character change has been he wants to be the star. He's kind of felt like the Cold Skull. He was the silent but deadly kind of killer of LIJ, and was never really given the spotlight. It never was the main focus. And seeing Hiromu succeed, seeing Shingo succeed, and obviously Naito succeed. Feels like he needs to outgrow LIJ. He feel like he's outgrown LIJ. So that kind of character with that, I think it needs to be a very self-centered and very like he's above it all. But also, I think to add another move to his arsenal that I think he should have always had, and I think he sometimes does do this, if I'm not mistaken, it's a reverse superplex off the top into the Sonata lock. I just feel like it's a great transition, and it's a great little 1-2 move. Usually he does it, but sometimes it doesn't have like a name for it. So I felt like to give it a name, call it Lost in the Stars, something like that, where it's at first I wanted to quote Frank Ocean's Lost, whereas where he's naming off the cities, as far as from Tokyo, Amsterdam, Tokyo, Spain, kind of that type of thing. Thought that'd be kind of a fun idea, having him call a move like London, London, Milan, New York, and kind of in why am I forgetting? Oh, Tokyo, that's right. I believe that's the 4 capitals of the fashion world. Just kind of go off of that. That was an idea too, but felt like that was easier. The Lost in the Stars thing, and into the Sonata lock too. Just kind of makes for a nice little 1-2 punch. But hey, he's going to beat Naito with that, hopefully. Naito's a little unhappy about that. Then Undisputed Era, House of Torture, Technical Masterclass matchup as the Great Okan getting the win over Brody King. Just felt like United Empire could use a win. Obviously, since they're going to lose to the Jay White, Zack Sabre Jr. matchup, but at least they also win with Walter as well. So a nice night overall for United Empire, and a tough night for House of Torture. But at least the leader in Jay White had a big night. So I think as far as what I want to see from another post-show thing, we'll have one with Jay White hyping up the win and saying he's not done yet in New Japan as far as he's runs through the resume as far as he's been everything that he can achieve. But the one thing he hasn't done, as far as if he wants to win it all before he leaves New Japan, so he's even hinting at leaving the House of Torture. It feels like he's left the House of Torture in a great set of hands. He feels like at 32, he's done it all. He's got to look at the resume. Heavyweight champ, U.S. champ, Intercontinental champion, obviously tag champ now, and he's done it all. He's done it all already. But he has not won the New Japan Cup, and that's the one thing off of his list that he hasn't done. And he wants that. He wants that, and then it's off to the sunset for him. As far as he feels like New Japan, he's set up the House of Torture to go on past him. It's not about the Switchblade. It's not about King Switch. It's about the House of Torture. It's about giving these guys the chance, guys like Miro, guys like Doring, and guys like Brody King, and as far as what he has built at the House of Torture, it feels like he's left in good hands. So that's a unique proposition for Jay White, as far as to issue something out like that, where he feels like he just has the New Japan Cup left, and then his resume is complete. So that's a big press conference for sure, as far as kind of hinting at potentially leaving New Japan, but yeah, we'll say hypes up. Winning New Japan Cup. Love it. Love it, love it. I think that'll just do it for the post-show press conferences. Just those two. I think makes sense the most. But yeah, big show. Another big couple of shows. We've seen Sonata leave LIJ, and we've now seen Cena join the Dark Order. So it's been a pretty big changing of the culture for sure with these three shows. But yeah, the Osaka Dome selling that out, 55,000 in attendance. But the Great Okan getting the win in the opener with the Tenzan Tombstone Driver in 1934. Big win there for the Great Okan. Moriarty, Gulak, and Okan, much better team. So yeah, glad they get the win. 78 again for the Designers of Perfection and LIJ as the Sonata lock after the Lost in the Stars. Fun match for sure. Sonata with an 85-91 for Oromu. I think that's big. That's a big match. Big match for sure. And that's some great momentum for that's not only just the designers of perfection, but also Tai Chi as well. And it's funny how close that match is, actually, when you really think about it. Because, yes, Sonata with an 85. Obviously, Romu does better. But Jude London with a 74 makes that very interesting. And Paris de Silva with a 69 as well. If Tai Chi was just a little bit better, that would have been a lot more back and forth. But still, it was a good match. Nonetheless, 81 for AJ and Roddy against Umino and Moxley as a Death Rider for John Moxley in 20 minutes. Great win for Mox over Roddy. Probably should have, I think they needed to win more than anything, him and Shooter. So we'll take it. 88 for Konosuke Takeshita and Abe against O'Reilly and Tamura. They are obviously a great little team, and O'Reilly and Tamura. But Abe, though, gets the win, though, with the Shining Wizard over O'Reilly in 22-34. That's going to be a fun match, though, between Tamura and Abe. Tamura just is so much bigger than him that it's going to be... but he's got a Shining Wizard chance to maybe get a win and beat the heavyweight champion. Stranger things have happened. That is for sure. 87 for the Jay White Zack Sabre Jr. matchup as the Blade Runner from Jay White over Zack in 24-43. It's a big win. It's a big win. Big upset for sure for Jay White, beating Zack Sabre Jr. and some momentum going into the New Japan Cup, as well as lack of psychology hurts the tag team title matchup. That's a bummer. That is a bummer. But big win, though, for Pentagon Jr. and Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix, rather, as Pentagon Jr. with the cross arm bar. Their first defense of their tag team title reign. It's a tough break there, because we've had some great tag team title matches in the past, and to have only an 81 here, not the greatest, but we're going to start somewhere, 79 for Brody and Tanahashi. As Brody gets the win with the Brody Bomb thanks to the Cena interference. Major turn of events. Definitely I don't think anyone would see that coming. Maybe they would, though. Maybe after, seeing Cena lose and trying to be the good guy and saying, he's got to get into the deep waters, of New Japan and kind of work things out to join the Dark Order. I think it's fun. There we go. 95, though, for the main event. There we go. There's our main events that we're used to seeing, as Walter making it 5 now for defenses. Beats Miro with the Golden Bomb. He just can't be beaten. He's just a man on a mission. It's been incredible. That's fun. It's fun to see Brody and Cena doing well. I'm happy that went well. Happy for sure. That's a fun little tandem, as far as comedy-wise, and just entertainment-wise. I think it'd be an entertaining bunch, and then Jay White with a good little press conference as well. Yeah, hyping up that New Japan Cup. That is the thing that the King Switch has set his sights on for the House of Torture as well. 92 for the Osaka show. So I'm glad that went well. If there was going to be the best show from this tour, I was hoping it was going to be this, and I think it delivered. For sure. It's weird, as far as the main event delivered, but that co-main was almost the worst thing on the card. So that was wild. But yeah, this is a unique New Japan Cup season going into it, as obviously we have the anniversary show, but you have, Brody just became New Japan Strongest Boy Champion, so now that opens up Tanahashi to be a part of it. Jay White's wanting that for his resume. Zack, I'm assuming, is wanting to get another shot at tomorrow. That's a great chance right there. You have Sonata now, not a part of LIJ, looking to make a statement. You have also just, as far as other guys that have been, Okada, I'm sure, would love to be a man that to go on to win a New Japan Cup again, as far as a part of this Koji Kamai run. Potentially. Hiromu and Shingo and Naito, I'm sure they want to prove to Sonata and even prove to others that have been like, listen, you guys are counting us out. We're still the best group in New Japan. So there's a lot of different variables going into this New Japan Cup. I'm really excited to see how it plays out. But yeah, we'll put over Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix, though, because they put on a hell of a display. Obviously, Walter as well for the main event performance. And we'll go with... I'm trying to think. Would be let's go Abe. Let's give Abe a nice look. Because he did really good. He had a pretty good performance. Takeshita was great as well in that tag match. It felt like we should put over the junior champion. And so that will do it for this episode, though. Thank you all for watching. It's going to be a bit of a delay in the upload, but it should still get there in time, obviously, for Wednesday. As, this is a great episode to end out on for the New Beginning tour. A lot of fucking ups and downs with it. Some big changes of the landscape for sure, kind of continuing what these big changes have been. Just in this year, we've seen now, in these just 2 months, we've had, obviously, the Court of Justice disband, and now Peace, Love, and War. We've had now Sonata leave to start, and really not only start, but be the face of this Designers of Perfection. So it's been great all around. It really has been. But yeah, now on to the anniversary tour. The main event, as far as champion versus champion, heavyweight champ versus junior heavyweight champion, a non-title matchup. Probably will do Mox and Styles as well for the U.S. title. I think that'd be a fun. That might even be the main. Who knows? We might not have it be the main. I'm not really sure, though. I'm kind of torn on how that's going to play out. I'm sure we'll figure out the rest of the card as well. As yeah, thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.